said, yeah. Do you think, fellas, for our first topic, that PJ Fleck won this spring transfer window? It's come and gone with Minnesota having a few late additions. What do you guys think? And what grade would you give PJ in the staff? Max, you go ahead and start.
Yeah, I'd say overall he did pretty well. I guess for a grade, I'd give it a B, B plus. We didn't lose any significant starting players. We didn't bring in any big splashy players. I don't know how much we really expected to, but we did add some depth at some positions. A couple guys that I think we could see on the field this season. I think the big thing is that we got a lot of guys that have years of eligibility left, which is nice to see that they can hopefully get in and not just be one and done. And especially in the spring window, like they're really not going to have much time to get acclimated and be ready for the start of the season. So if we can get them for at least 2 years, that's big too. I kind of give it just a B. It was good. It was fine. I think the big thing is just that we didn't lose anyone all that important.
That's all right. I gave it an A plus, pretty much for that reason. For especially when you're narrowing it to just the spring, and you're looking at you lost Tyler Williams is going to be your biggest loss out of it, and that's a guy that we were just like hoping was going to contribute, but we didn't actually know where he stood in that room, right? I mean, he was an exciting player coming in, former 5 star. To have that guy who's probably maybe receiver six in the room be the biggest impact you lost in the spring for a program like the Gophers is huge. Like to retain all your talent. Then you went out, and I think we are going to see a lot of playing time out of the Purdue transfer, the D lineman that came in, the D tackle, the really good run stopper. I wouldn't be shocked if he's a starter, quote unquote, in most games, just because if we're trying to play the run to start the game off, depending on who it is, between him and Jalen Logan Redding, whoever's out there. So I think he did grab some really good players, especially if they are just depth guys. Like maybe the corner Nestor out of Iowa that we got. Maybe he's just a depth piece. But and then like you said, like the old lineman with multiple years remaining. I just think if you're gonna give a grade on just the spring window, I got to go A plus, and I'm usually the pessimist here on PJ. So I really like what he did. He added a lot of good quality players, a lot of players that other teams wanted. So the only spot that I would that we've seen them invite guys in for visits in the portal that they haven't seen a commit yet in this short window we're talking about as a defensive end. But um, there's still time left to do that too, and they are working on setting up visits. So overall, I mean A plus. I don't think he could have done much better.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have to give it an A as well for the reasons that Kurt you were just saying. I'm surprised that we didn't lose as much as we did. Sure, earlier on we lost Flip Daniels, which hurt, and then departure of Tyler Williams, those hurt. But ultimately, I feel like not a ton of damage was done. I feel like not only are we retaining key pieces, but we're also bringing in pieces that I think will fit really well for us. Um, I just think that overall, we're tackling all of our needs, and hopefully, like you said, Kurt, defensive end would be nice to have as well. But I'm pleased. It just appears to me that a lot of players that are in the transfer portal are looking at Minnesota and looking at PJ Fleck and are liking what is being built here, which is good. If you want to have
Yeah.
players that want to come here and maybe potentially see the field and bring some talent here. So